In 1 year, we lifted 5 million of our citizens out of poverty, not with foreign aid, but with courage, unity, and the power of our land. This is not a miracle. It is the result of believing in ourselves. Burkina Faso is proving that Africa can rise with dignity on its own feet, and we are just getting started.
Welcome to Africa Vibe News, your trusted voice on Africa's rise and revolution. Today, we bring you a story that's rewriting the rules of leadership, shaking the foundations of poverty, and blazing a new trail for all of Africa to follow. While the world has long dismissed African nations as perpetually dependent, stuck in cycles of aid and poverty, one bold leader has flipped the script entirely. In just 12 months, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary president of Burkina Faso, has lifted a jaw-dropping 5 million citizens out of poverty. Yes, 5 million people, 1 year, one president, a feat never before seen on the African continent. Not by Mandela, not by Nkrumah, not by any post-colonial government. And it wasn't done with IMF loans, foreign aid, or multinational trickery. It was done with African grit, vision, and unity. This is not just Burkina Faso's victory, it is a blueprint for Africa's future. So how did this young, fearless leader transform his war-torn, landlocked nation into a symbol of hope and resilience? Stay tuned, because in today's deep dive, Africa Vibe News reveals the powerful strategies, untold stories, and revolutionary reforms behind the miracle. Food insecurity was skyrocketing. The economy was strangled by neo-colonial contracts and foreign dependency. Let's get into it. When Captain Ibrahim Traoré took power in 2022, Burkina Faso was a country on its knees. How can our children starve while foreigners explore our future? Terrorism had displaced nearly 2 million people. But Traoré didn't just seize power, he seized purpose. He declared war not only on terrorism, but on poverty, corruption, and economic enslavement. His first move? Reclaim Burkina Faso's natural resources. Gold, limestone, cotton, and agricultural land, all brought back under national control. He said, "How can we be poor when we are sitting on riches?" This wasn't just political talk, it was a call to action. And the results? Nothing short of revolutionary. At the heart of the transformation was food. Traoré launched Africa's largest state-run food reserve program aimed at both feeding the poor and employing the jobless. By investing in local farmers, subsidizing fertilizers, distributing land, and banning certain food imports, Traoré made agriculture the core of his economic revival. We sell our harvest and send our kids to school. We have dignity again. In just 1 year, 300,000 hectares of land were redistributed to rural families. Over 800,000 young people were trained in modern farming techniques. Burkina Faso went from importing rice to exporting it to neighboring countries. The food program cut hunger by over 40% and generated millions of new jobs, a direct hit to the poverty line. Africa Vibe News spoke to locals in Fada, Kaya, and Gawa, and the stories are the same. But now, I have a roof, a garden, and hope. Traoré didn't just give us homes. He gave us back our future. We went from eating once a day to 3 times. Another pillar of Traoré's anti-poverty mission was housing. Recognizing that shelter is a foundation for stability, the government launched a national housing initiative that built over 120,000 low-cost homes in 12 months, used local materials like limestone, reducing costs and boosting the construction sector, employed over 250,000 young workers and engineers across the country. But it didn't stop there. Families displaced by terrorism were relocated with dignity, not dumped in refugee camps. One resident of the rebuilt town of Barcelona told Africa Vibe News, "We thought we were forgotten." While many African leaders turn a blind eye to corruption, Traoré made it public enemy number one. In the first year alone, over 100 corrupt officials were investigated and removed. Dozens of fake development NGOs and foreign contractors were shut down. Millions of stolen funds were recovered and reinvested into schools, clinics, and roads. And for the first time, national budgets were made public, so citizens could see where every franc was going. This new transparency didn't just clean up the books, it reinstilled public trust, which economists say is critical to long-term development. To truly crush poverty, Traoré knew he needed to give the youth a purpose. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso launched 6 new state-owned industries, from cotton processing to food packaging, created vocational schools that trained over 600,000 young people in 1 year. The president didn't just empower us, he unleashed us, gave business grants to over 80,000 youth entrepreneurs, One standout project is the yam export hub in Bobo Dioulasso, now a regional supplier of processed yam flour. Instead of exporting raw crops, Burkina Faso began exporting finished goods, keeping more wealth in the country. Young people now say, "We don't want to flee to Europe anymore. We're rebuilding the future right here." Traore also understood that no war on poverty can be won without women. His government provided free maternal health care to 1 million rural women, gave women land ownership rights for the first time in 8 regions, sponsored 30,000 plus female entrepreneurs with microgrants and startup support. One woman in Koudougou who launched a tomato paste factory told Africa Vibe News, "I employed 12 women. We now feed our families and send our daughters to school." He did it with vision, courage, and commitment to African solutions for African problems. Traore's final assault on poverty came through education. Traore's model is a blueprint for every African nation ready to rise. He doubled the education budget, built 1,500 new classrooms, and ended foreign curriculum contracts that promoted colonial thinking. Children now learn in local languages, about local history, and with African-designed textbooks. Free school meals are served daily, and attendance jumped by 40% in rural areas. By making education free and Afrocentric, Traore is not just creating literate citizens. He's creating empowered Africans. Let the world know what's happening on this continent. The international reaction, shock, admiration, and fear. While Western media scramble to ignore the success, African citizens across the continent are watching and waking up. From Nigeria to Senegal, from Mali to South Africa, people are asking, if Burkina Faso can do it, why not us? Other leaders have begun copying Traore's reforms. Some have cut ties with foreign mining giants, others have started national food programs. The domino is falling, and it started in Ouagadougou. Ibrahim Traore didn't lift 5 million people out of poverty with magic. He proved that 1 year is enough to make history, and that poverty is not our destiny, it is a political decision. Here at Africa Vibe News, we believe this is just the beginning. So what do you think? Is Traore Africa's greatest leader of the 21st century? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you believe in the new Africa, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.